Hi, everybody. It's Anna from the Heartbeat Hive. And yeah, I know that I've been missing. I've been doing a lot of coaching, which is awesome and fun. And I was at lunch the other day with a really good friend who's a chef and super creative and has an architecture degree. And I pulled out a napkin because she was having a hard time like articulating her struggle, which I think right now a lot of people are, the whole languishing thing. But I drew something for her and it sort of clarified something. She had a aha moment. So then she asked me, why aren't you making these little diagrams, for people? I said, I don't know. I didn't think anybody would benefit from them. So anyways, here we go. What I described to her is the cycle of being, say, like a hero or a leader and managing yourself and your energy among a group or a team or even like social situations where you can become depleted if you say yes too much, or if you fill up your schedule too much, or you're not quite understanding the dynamic that I'm about to describe here. And overachievers and a lot of creative people love to fill up their calendars in the way of gathering texture, inspiration, happenstance of meeting this type of artist or this type of artist or the opportunity, right? And that's where like FOMO comes from. But the thing that I drew for her was this. It's just a simple triangle, and I know that my drawings are super fancy, always like precise. So right here we have this dynamic. We have hero up here, and you can put different words here if you want, like leader. And then you have, say, over here, this word is going to be used in the sense of people who are very, very capable, but they keep sabotaging themselves or really, really relying on other people when they're very capable themselves. So we can use the word victim. You've heard that word victim mentality in the sense of someone who doesn't try to change what they're very capable of changing. But you can also say over here like powerless, or maybe the best thing is like not self-empowered. Let's just go with that. This side is all of a sudden gotten cluttered. But anyways, that's fine. All right, so then we go over here to right over here. This would be empowered. Okay, so when we're looking at this, this is just a guiding thing. It's not set in stone. But again, I'm talking about people who they never really work to change something. They kind of just sit there and complain, or they're always like, oh, I just want someone to do it for me, and maybe even avoid change, avoid taking accountability, responsibility for themselves. So the hero comes in, and let me get a different color. The hero comes in and like swoops in and saves this person, right? And that's really great. That gives a chance for the hero to be a hero, right? Yeah, it feels good. But when the hero continually has to save someone, let's say they're an energy vampire, or they just keep making mistakes, and you think by like the fifth time, like, it really wasn't a mistake, that was more like a choice, then the victim, the powerless, the non-self-empowered, they have no option, they have no opportunity or chance to, let's say, become their own hero or to become empowered. Because why? The hero keeps swooping in and saving them. This would be called enabling. And we do that a lot, right? Because most of us, that I know, we love helping people. But there is a difference between a community energy and a network and, say, like autonomy versus the hero always saving the victim, and the hero needing to feel like a hero all the time, like a savior type energy. Needing to be needed is just as powerless as this area over here. So let's say you're really kind of like booked up this week, but you just keep saying yes to stuff. That is going to bring you down over here, right? So how do we move to empowered? How do we go from, here to there? Let's say you don't want to be the hero at this point. You're just kind of done. You're done working for the day. You are maybe depleted, and someone calls you up, is like, hey, can you come and help me out or do this or that? I remember one time I had someone ask me to come and pick them up, and they were not very far away from their house. And this is the time when like Uber and Lyft and all that was like really hopping pre-COVID. And I thought to myself, I wonder why they need me to stop what I'm doing to go get them to take them a couple miles home. Like, that doesn't really make sense to me. So I just felt like, that's not a very empowered, stance. I wonder what they really need. So in the empathy part, I could see, maybe they just want to talk to me, and maybe, reaching out to them tomorrow after they've made it home and, became stable in their environment would be a nice gesture. But having a boundary at that point and saying, can you get an Uber? Can you get a Lyft? Like, I'm actually kind of busy. And even if I wasn't busy, if I was depleted at that point and that wasn't something that would help me, then I always have the choice to say no. And that is something that is very empowering, right? Choice. Choice is empowering. And what else? Boundaries. Okay, so let's touch on a little bit of something having to do with boundaries. So when our boundaries are not clear, not upheld, what can happen? We can become depleted because we're not upholding them. And the thing is, when you create a boundary, it's for a reason. Okay, so let's figure out a couple more questions you can ask yourself to take you from one dynamic to another in this whole cycle. All right, so language. The language you can use with someone who is maybe not self-empowered, not confident in their ability, but you see their potential, right? You can sort of challenge them in a way to say, I can't do that right now, but you're super smart, you're super capable, like, I bet you can find a solution. So that seems less harsh than like, nah, bitch, I'm busy. Like, it's not abrasive. It's actually trusting them, and even you can say that word like, hey, you know what? I trust you to find a good solution here. I believe in you, and just let them rise and become their own hero, right? Sometimes people are not trusted and like not given that opportunity because their parent knows better, or the person, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the whatever, keeps coming to save them. And then when they actually are, needing to be in a different space in the empowered sense, they kind of don't know what to do because the hero has been saving them, and they have learned to rely on others instead of themselves. So self-reliance is an empowered stance, but also knowing when to ask for help. So it can be an extreme as well. So if the hero is always used to being the hero, they can have the sense of, oh, I don't want to bother anybody, but like be super in pain, or really need to go to the emergency room, or something like that. That's an extreme case, but I find that a lot of overachievers that I work with, and I say that lovingly as an overachiever myself, we have a tendency to maybe think that our desire to connect is really about needing someone, but it's really about connection and community and empathy. Like finding someone to possibly understand how we feel, or maybe even just listen. And sometimes that might be what this person is seeking, a listening ear. Language is very, very important. So I encourage you, if you're dealing with this dynamic right over here, and you want to try to start teaching and leading by example and showing that person that they can actually change and become empowered, maybe even seek help in some manner, with a professional, or learn a new skill so that they can do it instead of asking you every time. Yeah, the language that you use with people is super important, and the boundaries that we establish with people is super important. So anyways, this is the messy diagram that I drew on a napkin for my friend, but I'm so, just happy that that happened and that she was able to tell me that it was helpful, because I never would have thought. I was ready to throw it away, and she wanted to keep the napkin. So that's it for today. I hope you're out there being productive, and I forgot to say, if you're interested in private coaching, I do offer that. I do have a monthly text audio coaching option, so I can be in touch with you 5 days a week, all year round. It's kind of cool. Gives you access to group coaching as well. And at some point, I'm going to put out some courses. I don't know when that is, but being one person, I'm just going with the flow and doing the best I can. Until next time, keep your vibe high and rock on.